What's up guys, Stark here. I am back to bring you another Fate video, and in today's video I will be doing the character spotlight for the new 5-star banner character for the Fate Apocrypha event, and that will be Achilles. So Achilles is one of the most sought after servants of 2020, and he's finally here, and he will be a 5-star rider character. And the best part about him is that he is not a limited time servant, so that means he'll be available in the summoning pool as soon as he is initially released. This is really nice because if you do fail to get him this time, you could always get him in other banners when you're pulling for a different character that you want. He is a 5-star rider though, and riders are very rare in the game, at least in my opinion, and it's weird though because Ivan the Terrible just came out and then Achilles came out, and you know, getting two 5-star riders in the same year, let alone back-to-back months, is really surprising, really weird. But it is cool to have some new riders in the game, and we're just gonna go ahead and talk about Achilles a little bit here, and hopefully by the end of the video you guys can decide whether or not if you want him or not. So at level 90 he will go up to 13,219 HP, and he will have 11,883 attack. This will rank him 52nd overall in HP and 19th overall in attack. His star absorption is 196 and his star generation is 9.1%, and his noble phantasm generation on his attacks will be 0.57, and on defense it will be 3%. So in my opinion, Achilles is a very good character. He could do some good damage, he has good survivability, he has good utility, and he's also a quick character, which is going to be very helpful when Scotty rolls around in a couple months for the anniversary. So for his skills, his first skill is going to be the Dormius Cometes A+, and this will increase his quick card effectiveness for 3 turns, as well as increasing his own critical strength for 3 turns. So this is going to be Achilles' main damage dealing skill. Obviously being able to get, you know, an increase to your quick card and your critical strength effectiveness is going to be huge, and this will be 30% for each of those at level 10 on a 5-turn charge time. So this is going to be a very good skill, obviously, as I just said, to do some really good damage with, and they both mesh very well with his quick oriented deck, so that's always a bonus there. So Achilles' second skill is going to be his defensive skill, and it's going to be the Andreas Amarantos B. And this will apply invincibility 2 times over the course of 5 turns, as well as increasing his defense for 3 turns. So this will be a 20% increase to your defense on a 5-turn charge time. So overall, pretty good skill, got a lot of good defense there, and you do have invincibility 2 times. Now, I do have a little gripe with this skill, and we'll talk about it in just a second when we talk about his third skill. But overall, for now, I do think it is a very good defensive skill for Achilles. And then for his third and final skill, this is going to be his utility skill. Although I guess it's not really that much utility, but it can be very helpful in certain situations. And I'm not even going to pronounce it because I'm going to say it wrong. But what it does is it will apply target focus for 1 turn, as well as increasing his own noble phantasm gain, and this will also increase his own noble phantasm gauge. So you'll have a 30% increase to both your noble phantasm gain and your noble phantasm gauge on a 6-turn charge time, while also applying target focus. So this is really nice, being able to take the damage off of one of your allies, and being able to take the damage for yourself to help keep them alive. Now, this is where I have a gripe with the second skill. So when you apply target focus, you're going to be taking the damage, and you could potentially take, you know, 3 hits. And I just feel like his second skill should have made him invincible 3 times over the course of 5 turns instead of 2. That way you could at least tank the target focus from, you know, the allies, and then still not take any hits yourself. Maybe that's too strong, maybe that's why they didn't do it, but I feel like the skill would be a lot better if you were able to take the 3 hits instead of 2 hits. Otherwise, you know, just have like an evasion for 1 turn, and then it would just be that much better. I don't know, that's just the way I saw it when I read it, but all in all, it's still a really good skill though. You have a charge to your noble phantasm, and you also do have the ability to protect your allies with this skill. And then for his passives, he does have 3. The first one is the Magic Resistant C, which will increase his debuff resistance by 15%. The second one is Writing A+, which will increase his quick card effectiveness by 11%. And finally, he has Divinity C, which will apply damage plus 150. Altogether though, I say Achilles has a very good kiddo skills. He covers a lot of different bases while really not sacrificing too much for one certain category. So overall, I will give him 4.5 stars in his skills. So now let's take a look at Achilles' command card deck and his command chains. So his command card deck consists of 2 quick, 2 arts, and 1 buster, with some pretty good hit counts: 4 on the quick, 3 on his arts, 2 on his buster, and 4 on his extra attack. And then for his command chains, for the most damage output, you want to go buster, quick, quick, extra. For Noble Phantasm gain, you want to go, you'll have a friend arts card first, and then arts afterwards for a 78% increase to your gauge. Now this does factor in his third skill, so you do have the 30% there for that increase. And then for critical stars, you want to go arts, quick, quick, extra, and this will give you 23 critical stars overall. As for his Noble Phantasm, it is going to be a quick Noble Phantasm, so you can do those quick chains overall if you do have the 2 quick cards on your rotation. And what it will do is it will deal damage to all enemies, pretty solid amount honestly, and on the overcharge effect it will increase your quick card effectiveness for 1 turn. So this is really good. It seems a little basic, but it is really good. It does AoE damage, which is always nice and makes it very viable for farming. And you have 2 quick card increases on Achilles, so you have his Noble Phantasm and his first skill. So you're going to be getting a huge increase to your quick card effectiveness, and you can bring in, tons of other characters to help you along with that as well. So you could potentially get some really solid damage out of this. So yeah, I think overall Achilles can do some really good damage. Obviously he doesn't have any hard increase to its attack, but he does make up for it a lot in his quick card effectiveness increase. So overall, I do give him a 4-star ranking in his damage. For his critical ability, he's going to get 4 stars as well. He does very good in crits. He has a quick deck, so you can do quick chains. He has his first skill, which will increase your critical damage overall. And overall, he's just really good at generating stars and being able to use those stars. Since he's a writer, he'll be able to naturally get those stars since he has a really high star absorption. His star generation is a little low, but overall, I think, if you have someone else on your team that can get the stars and give them to Achilles, or bring in someone who can raise his generation, then, that'll definitely take care of that weakness pretty fast. And if not, you still can generate, 20 stars with him on the right chain. So, yeah, I think 4 stars for his critical ability is very fair. For his Noble Phantasm, he is also going to get 4 stars. It's a pretty solid Noble Phantasm that does a pretty good amount of damage with a decent overcharge effect, but its real beauty will shine a lot better when Scotty comes out, and you'll be able to make the most use of your quick card effectiveness. And when quick takes over the meta effectively, it'll be a lot better then. But for now, it's still really good. It's really good for farming. It does some pretty good damage as well. So overall, 4 stars. As for his survivability, he will also get 4 stars in this. Very similar stats for all of his rankings so far, but it's deserved in my opinion. So he does have his second skill, which increases his defense and gives him invincibility for 2 attacks. So that's going to be very nice in keeping him alive. The drawback to that is that he does have his third skill, which applies target focus, so he will be getting more hits. But he can offset that with invincibility as long as it is planned and coordinated correctly. You might not take any damage from that at all, and it does only last 1 turn, so you can combo those skills together to offset them very easily. For his versatility, he will see his star ranking go up a little bit and get 4.5 stars. I do think he is a very versatile character. He's very useful in farming teams with his AoE Noble Phantasm and his third skill, which can actually generate Noble Phantasm gauge. So if you have that maxed out with a Kaleidoscope, you could get a turn 1 Noble Phantasm, which will be very helpful for clearing the wave and moving on as quickly as possible. So he does find himself into a lot of farming teams because of that. He is also very helpful in other teams just because of his target focus and his overall, balanced skill set. He can do a lot. He is a little bit selfish, but he can protect his allies, which is going to be very helpful in keeping them alive. so he can find himself into a lot of different teams there as well. So yeah, overall I give Achilles a 4.2 out of 5. I think he's a very good character, and as for writer options, I think he's a really good writer option as well. Right up there with Drake and Ozzy. I think that is very viable if you do have Achilles to want to use him. He's very good in this event as well. Obviously, he's rated up for this event and boosted. So if you do have him, make sure you're leveling him up and using him for the Apocrypha event. And I'm definitely doing that. I already have him close to being maxed for me personally. But yeah, it's a good writer option, and this is it for writers for the rest of the year. So we do have an event for a writer, but for pullable writers, I believe he is the last new writer that we get this year. As for future banners, he doesn't have any because he's not limited, so I don't have to really include that. So just if you didn't get him, then you might get lucky and pull him on another banner, and then you're good to go. So it's always nice when some of your limited or your non-limited servants are actually really good. So that's it for this character spotlight, guys. I hope you did enjoy it. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe if you did. And as always, I do have the links below to my Twitter, Twitch, Patreon, and Discord. So feel free to check those out. And I will leave you guys here with Achilles Noble Phantasm. And I'll see you guys next time.
戦車は星のように容赦なくお前たちを引き潰す。もう遅い。